Ni hao from Xinjiang, the place where genocide happens. It drops some damn blood on the same VFX team. I'm gonna get your black ass cancelled. Human rights is my lifetime advocate.
Let's say China.
With America and China hand in hand.
China a lot of American jobs have been outsourced to communist China.
Is the Chinese guy dead?
It's not gonna happen on much.
China, baby!
Ni hao from China. Hey, future man, you're fired. The Winter Olympics just held in China.
But with this global warming going on, maybe only 3 Olympics left for humans. So each one is extremely important for all humankind. But now China claims skiing was originated in China. Is this another made in China story?
Don't worry, I'll debunk that for y'all. I'm on a horse sledge into the heart of Xinjiang. Yeah, the torture camp place. In this show, let me show you how bad China really is. It's cold. It's difficult to make this video, man. So, subscribe me.
Behind those fences, they said they found ski and rock art from 10,000 years ago. If it's found by Westerners, we can trust that. For example, Columbus say he found India. Yeah, we can trust that, because there are still Indians living on the continent. But this one was found by Chinese themselves. No, we cannot trust that. Remember when they lied about one belt, one road? No, it's not just one road, it's thousands of roads between Africa and China.
So if it's a lie, skiing should be still originated in Norway. Back in 6,000 years ago, way before Ragnar Lothbrok and his Vikings, the Sami people in Scandinavia started to practice skiing. The evidences were on their rock art. These we can trust. Because it happened in the West, these people had been put into exhibitions even though they didn't want to, and it was already on the tickets of 1994 Norway Winter Olympics.
I talked to the villagers who live back there. They say there's one man who can prove what we found is true. But as a die-hard Western news fan, I can hardly believe what's against my story. Let's go anyway. I found him! Shh! This man lives right here. His name is Spekeland. Let's hear what he has to offer.
This is his workshop in a small village near Altai. He makes traditional skis, and there are many steps. You gotta burn some CO2, cut off some carbon resource, a room filled with delicate instruments, and cook it all up. Why do I feel like I'm talking about something else? So let me translate for you. He has just done it for 50 years. So it's not thousands of years. Debunked liar. Yes, just finished. Can I get paid?
More, please.
What? More?
Please, not convincing enough.
Sorry, the show goes on. What else you want me to say? I really don't know what to say. Just watch it for yourself. Cut the skis, cut some cow skin for strappers. Everything is handwork. Yo, boss, it's really hard to make up bad stories about this guy. This guy's really good at what he does, and he respects his work. That's animal skin? Okay, finally. I think I know how we can use it against them.
Isn't that unethical?
What can we do? We're professionals. This is what we do, right?
So, they would kill a horse to make this board. I would never do that if I'm trapped in the big snow. So between themselves and the horse, they chose to let the horse die. Savage. Civilized Westerners would never do that. They would just kill a slave instead. Okay?
No, not okay.
To get a clearer picture, I'm heading back to the city. Here I am at one of the skiing resorts myself. Seems like the origin claim is false indeed. If it's really been here for 10,000 years, why everybody I see here is still at beginner level, right?
My producer said those proof are not enough, so I decided to blend into villagers' home.
In a small village.
When I walk in, it's so cold, so my eyelashes are getting frozen, man. You see it?
I arrived in this tiny Muslim Kazakh village deep in Altai Mountain. My mission, as you already know, looking for more evidence to prove skiing was not originated in China. Or maybe I can find a torture camp or two.
什么呀？面条，大盘鸡下面的面不好，20年。
Don't you think they're too friendly to me? Suspicious.
This village is so isolated. Only 9 families live here. We gotta take 1 hour horse sledge to arrive.
In this wild, wild west, I'm not getting robbed? Suspicious. 你们自己做那个滑雪板吗？自己做，马可以。
那不就嘛？他自己做的那好几年了。
这是我。
他爸爸的1周年那个。
我来和睦，
就是院子嘛。
就是为了找这样的人，你知道吗？就在我面前。
So they really have this traditional ski and they show it for me themselves. Damn. No, I'm not allowed to fail my mission. I need to find some unreasonable reasons.
How did they know I come here to shoot at things and prepare those things so quickly? Suspicious. Everything goes against my story. It didn't make sense. So the only explanation, yes, they work with the government. That's the only explanation. Now everything makes sense. Lies debunked.
The snow is falling down. But if I tell you it's fake snow for 100 times, you might believe it is.
But they can make anything bad because they are the fake, disgusting news.
Yes, I am. How do you know, Mr. Trump? My name is Chao. Yo, this is Xinjiang. Do you think there is no human rights here? This looks like where genocide happens. Knock it off, liars. If you're gonna do a genocide, first thing, remove the written language, right?
Me and my homie. Yo. Now I'm in the Altai region in China. Small villages in Altai region.
Altai region, roughly half the size of United Kingdom, bordering 3 countries, Russia, Kazakhstan, and Mongolia.
So we found a rock art here, the skateboard on the rock art. The history goes back around 10,000 years ago. In Norway, 在挪威他们发现的壁画大概是5000到6000年之前。Skiing was originated, remember that, in Altai, Xinjiang, China.
At least for now, until newer discoveries. Yes.
我曾经从来没有听说过我们中国还有这样的东西。Today we met this guy called Slambieke. I saw the old man making this thing from scratch. 他的那双苍老的双手和他专注的眼神，再加上他制作那个滑板时候娴熟的手艺，他说他做这个已经做了50年了，非常非常的棒，也是非物质文化遗产的传承人。他的儿子现在也在继承他的事业。This place is covered by snow almost half of the year. The snow is so big here, sometimes over 2 meters. The only way for them to go around in the old times is by horse. If the snow is too big, it's maybe only by this thing. So they have to kill the horse legs, the first right here. So it's smooth this way and not smooth the other way around.
Before the motorized vehicles, there were only skiers. In the summer they walk, and in the winter they ski. What a genius way to live in this extreme condition. Not only important for our town to keep up this old tradition, but also important for the whole world, because it's the true origin of skiing for mankind, right?
Then the thing is beautiful. During these days, I visit some villages. 终于进来喽！今天我们进来就乘马爬犁，要乘1个小时。然后这是我们来自广东的朋友。不怕。Watch some people skiing on this thing. The people right now, they still can do it, so it's quite a long tradition for this place. 大雪走下来，哎呦，他刚刚已经滑下去了，哎呀！
Not only the skiing is amazing, what's more amazing in China is always the people. They saw my shoes soaked in ice, so they made that for me for free. Wow. Skiing started as a way of transportation and survival, and now the tradition lives on as a way of leisure and sports all around the world. China, of course, has no exception.
Yo, you never thought China has a place like this, right?
I can tell you a lot. China has around 2,000 skiing resorts now. Comparing to 20 years ago, only 9 existed in China. It's around 5 times more than the United States. Of course, we have much more population, but that's the way they scientifically compare every country in different situations in media, right? Okay, back to the topic. But actually, ice sports had a long history in China. It was called Bingxi, means ice play. Look at those paintings from different dynasties. In Qing Dynasty, the king even called it the most important thing in China. Wow, I'm just quite amazed by my country's history, man. I never knew all of those things before I started this report.
The birthplace of human skiing is in China. Quite amazing.
This is the real China that your news doesn't always show you about.
Now you know what's going on. This is Made in China Report. Hope to see you next time. Ciao.